What's up, everybody? Maine Fly Guys here. Going to be tying a pike musky fly today. Reynolds pike fly is the name of the fly. Barry Reynolds, I believe, is the inventor. And it's a classic for pike, so I'm going to go chase muskies in June, so I'm going to tie them up. Here I have a 1/0. It's actually a saltwater hook, but I like the shape of it, but it's a 1/0. First thing I'm going to tie in is some 10-pound mono. It's going to be a tail to keep the tail and the flash up so that it doesn't fall down. So just tie it in on one side. And then make a little loop. So you're going to make a little loop like that. Just so that your materials can rest on. And just lock it in. Now, this fly is not going to go all the way to the head. It's going to stop about midway. So you really don't want to go any more forward than you have to. So just trim your tags. Okay. Trim your tags, and you want it to be upright. See how it's nice and flat there? Little loop. So that's it. So next thing, I'm going to take my flash, and here I just have some red and silver tinsel. I grabbed quite a bit. You can see there's quite a bit there. I like a little flashy. And square off my tips there. And just tie that in right on top. Right on top. Working back. So there, so you see it'll just rest right on top. Lock that in. Okay. Now it has a bunny zonker strip for a tail. And I like the zonker strip to be longer than the flash. So this one's just a little bit longer. This is going to come out to about 6, maybe 7 inches long. So I've just stripped a little bit off the tip there, and I'm just going to tie in this tip right on top again. Lock it down. Now, these are going to be pike and muskie that I'm catching, so I want it to be really secure, so I'm going to put some super glue on it, because I don't want that zonker strip falling out. So I just put a little glue on it. Smear it around. I'll speed this up while it dries, so you guys don't need to watch that. Alright, now it's pretty dry. Next step, I grab 2 of these red marabou feathers, and you want them to be equal length. You want it to be equal in length. I just strip, just like I would a hackle, just strip off the bottom, tie it in right after all that big mess. Again, you want it to tie in pretty good. Okay, so tie it in and move forward a little bit, right to about halfway. Remember, it's not going forward all the way. I want it to stop right about there. So, and then I just take them and start wrapping them. Go slow. Make sure you're pulling the fibers back as you wind them, because they'll get caught. And you can do this with 1 if 2 is too much. gonna be kind of messy. Don't worry about it. Okay, I'm going to do one more wrap. And just try to pull these fibers out. That's about good, and then just lock it down. Okay, come in, trim off the butts, and really lock it in. Now here's what you should have. Back up the camera a little bit. Here's what you should have, something very fluffy. I like to come in with a needle and just get the fibers free. If there's any that are stuck, you can kind of force them out. Now, there we go, that's pretty good. Okay. Now here, the original pattern just makes a little jelly head with some eyes on it, but I'm gonna put a fish mask on it, and this is Prime Fish Co. And right there is where it's going to sit. So that's pretty good. So what I'm going to do, just to give it a little extra flash, is I'm going to add some ice dub to the head, just loosely. All it does is help the fish skull grab a little better. Just something else to sort of glue onto. So it doesn't need to be neat or anything. So I'm going to go right there. And then that's it for this. So I'm going to just do a few. Alright, and that's what it's going to look like. So I take some Solares, come in and just kind of put it around, get it sort of covered and everything. This is Solares thick. Just kind of make a mess. Be careful not to get any of your marabou caught. So I'm just going to slide that back, just like so. Make sure it's on straight. And then I'm going to come in and just zap it. And now it's on there pretty good, but I don't want it moving forward at all. So what I do is I come through and just make a neat little dam. So that it locks it in place. And you can use white. I'm just using white thread, but I like the nose to be red. So all I do is just come in with a Sharpie, color my thread and color the nose. go through and then whip finish. And then the only other step is to add eyes to it. Marabou is everywhere. Okay. Whip finish. The eyes, you can add whatever color eyes you want. I'm gonna add red eyes just to stay with the color. All I do is put a drop of super glue on there, and you can use whatever. You can use Zap-A-Gap, super glue, whatever. Just put a drop, and I've had the eyes on my hand the whole time. Putting them on your hand is just a nice little way to make sure that they don't get lost. So I just set them in place. Make sure they're orientated the same way. Front, there's a little notch on the eye itself that you can orientate the eyes. I like to orientate it with the point facing back. Make sure those are set. And boom. That's it. Reynolds pike fly. Pretty simple. Very deadly. Highly recommend it. I've used it before. Works very well for pike. I've never used it for muskie, but I imagine it will work too. Very flashy, very good fly, swims very well. You can add weight to it if you want to get down deep, but that's it. So, thanks for watching.